p.m.
So do share the facts on Hard Fact. Hard Fact. Hard Fact. 3 to 6 p.m. Live on 95.1 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is Hard Fact.
It's Hard Fact.
Hard Facts.
On 95.1 Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon, Abuja. Welcome to the second day in the year, 2nd of January 2025. Are you getting comfortable with the 2025 already? Or you still, forget yourself for 1 minute and 2024, you've written 24. Confess, you've written 2024 somewhere. It will take some getting used to. It perhaps will take 2 weeks into the year and then be like, 2025. So forgive me already if by some chance I go 2024 on you. Just understand that we're still adjusting properly to the brand new year. But welcome to the show. My name is Kimberly. Wachiko, just call me Kim, the Oracle, the digital Oracle, that is. OTF, the fellow, Ochanya, one Madam Speaker. And I'll say yes to them all. I'll be here till 6-ish. And then I'll be out of your radio. But you would have a great time with me from now to the end of the show. I promise you. So, today is not a holiday. It's just one day they gave Abi. Hamzi confirmed it, but you know how it is with Niger. Midweek, you give 1 day. Oh, are you kidding? It's going to be the entire 3 days until the weekend because people traveled. I don't expect them to go and come back in 1 day. Besides, the train ride is free until the 6th of January. So, hey, might as well just enjoy it. But when you come back, apply yourself 100%, all right? We're not going to give you extra 5 days to boot and reset. No, be booting and be ready to go the minute you report back to work. But I'm excited. I've got you. We're here together. We're having such a fantastic time. So let's go to the news and the papers. We'll look at some of the big stories driving conversation. Like I mentioned, some of the adjustment will start to take effect already. I know sort of just leave it till next week. I'm yeah, well done. But no. Today we'll be looking at the biggest 3 stories of the day by our own, some of the 3 big stories might not even be your 3 big stories, but we'll definitely take it based on the importance of the conversation, the national interest. Sometimes there might not even be exactly what is trending or big. One of those stories will be issues that we need to talk about and bring to the fore. So that's how it's going to go moving forward. And like I mentioned, Wednesday is going to be midweek special where we have the extended time to 4:30 with Majid Dahiru. So that is untouched. But for these, would have the 3 big stories, looking at it for 1 hour. Then we get into a conversation at a 4 o'clock hour and other conversation at a 5 o'clock hour, because technically my show will be wrapping up around 6. For now, until certain things are put in place, we'll drag it up to 6:30 eventually. It would, every show will be 3 hours, but it's going to be 3 hours that will be worth your time. The 3 hours that you will not be able to turn that. Do you change your dial halfway? Because I will feel very betrayed if you do that. I want to believe that we give you everything you want. What exactly are you looking for out there? Don't take that behavior into this new year, okay? Stick with us from start to finish. If we're not giving you all you want, let us know. And we'll do our best to serve you better, okay? Thank you very much. So, we're live on Facebook and YouTube. I've been told by Benga at Nigeria Info Abuja. Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. On YouTube as we get started. Now, have you noticed that the whole Japa frenzy has reduced a little? Why is that? Or people they're not just talking about it, they're just moving when they have to move. No need to do too much hype. At one point the hype was so intense, I felt it was more of a hype than actual movement, because we do not have data to support if the volume of people moving match how we're talking about the moving. But then it was almost like a movement where it was always there, let's migrate, let's leave the country, such that I remember during the last administration where you start to complain, and I've seen a number of people do it even on radio and on socials and even on the street, where you have issues with the country and somebody will tell you, if you're not comfortable with how the government is running the country, leave the country. Like, landlord, you want to evacuate someone from their own country just because the government, you favor the government in place, either they align with your interest or whatever, so someone does not have a legitimate right as a citizen to raise their voice and register their displeasure. You tell them if they can't cope, they should leave the country and go where exactly? You think they don't want to leave if they could afford it? Is that where would everybody move to? So we got to stay put and get the job done. Some people need to fix it. You know why I started taking that pretty seriously was when I was listening to a commentary on LBC, London Biggest Conversation in London, and then reading some of their papers. And they were talking about migrants who were coming into their country. And then, they had people who were calling in and saying, but how come we're seeing young, able-bodied men coming to this country? We can understand if we're seeing children and the elderly coming. We'll say, okay, these ones are vulnerable and all of that. But why are able-bodied people coming in? Can't they just stay back and fight for their country? And then they had people saying, if I was the one, I wouldn't leave the UK. I would want to work for this country. My man, they're like, well done. We saw how a lot of you left. Well, maybe not so much of them, but in Ireland, there was a great migration to the New World, America, back in the day. So there's always that time in history where there's always a great migration for whatever reason. We had a bit of the great migration movement that was trending so much, and people were just thinking, let me just sell off everything and leave the country. So back to what I was saying. They were just wondering why able-bodied young people would say they are fleeing their country and not stay back, and wondering who's going to fix it. You want to come in here and then you expect us to go fix your country? Fix it yourself. And it struck me because it wasn't just 1-2 callers or commentaries I've read. And I just realized that, see, no matter how you run to the people, they will just expect you so who's going to get the job done back home? I don't know how to tell them, we plenty here, no everybody feel waka, but it does make sense. Some people have to fix it. All right, I'm done preaching about that. All right, good. Now back to what informed this line of thought. The Nigerian government has issued a travel advisory cautioning citizens against traveling to Australia, citing widespread incident of verbal abuse, harassment, and discrimination targeting foreigners, not specifically Nigerians, foreigners generally. The Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued the advisory in a statement Tuesday, following a similar warning from the Australian government advising its citizens against traveling to Nigeria. Reciprocity, eh? What exactly are we doing to Australians in Nigeria? How often do you even run into someone who says, I'm from Australia in Nigeria? Australia is so painfully far away. They get into New Year and Christmas and all before the entire world. They're so far away. So, their government is saying, careful how you go to Nigeria. Perhaps maybe, security and all what. No. Well, they attributed it. According to the ministry, there's been a recent surge in anti-Semitic and Islamophobic hate crime in Australia that has heightened the risk of violence. So it said one such case was the vandalization of a Jewish neighborhood in Sydney in December 2024. And according to a report by CNN, the vandals set a car on fire, sprayed graffiti with an anti-Israel slogan, including the misspelled Kill Israel, in an area considered to be Australia's largest Jewish community. The ministry described the incident as part of a broader increase in both anti-Semitic and Islamophobic incident in Australia, and said it also coincide with international conflict and tension. The Nigerians are therefore advised to be mindful of the prevailing cultural and social dynamic to ensure their safety and their comfort. Now let's look at what the Australian government sent. They considered retaliatory as it came after the Australian government warns its citizens against visiting Nigeria due to escalating security concern. In a statement issued on Tuesday, the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade attributed its travel warning to concern over terrorism, kidnapping, unsafe consumables, poor health intervention, violent crimes, and the potential for civil unrest. Ouch, Australia. That's a lot to warn people about Nigeria. Remind me of something I saw. I think it was on TikTok where a Nigerian Japanese young lady, her father is Nigerian, the girl is Japanese, and they had a street interview and asked her. She said, she was Japanese Nigerian. Her father is Nigerian. And then I asked, have you ever been to Nigeria? She said, oh no, I've never been to Nigeria. Painted a picture of a scary, scary, scary place. And then her father said, no, Nigeria is not safe, it's a no-go area. And the Nigerians who were commenting, they were all stunned because You know, when you are, it's like Stockholm syndrome sometimes. You don't even get to recognize how people perceive you. You don't even know, like, is it that bad? I know that indeed we have issues with kidnapping. We're working at it. That we do have issues with terrorism. That's why you can have people like Bello Turiju look the government in the eye, be threatening, and they'll be doing word for word. We'll get you're walking dead, man. No, you're walking dead. No, you are the walking dead. No, we'll get stuff like that. It shows you how terrible the situation is. But we're working at it. I can't even argue with the poor health intervention, can I? Because we talk about these things every day. Violent crime, it is. Civil unrest. We had the end bad governance protest, but I will not translate it as civil unrest. It depends. You can argue both ways, but it was more like organized protest and the likes of it. But, it made us sound like Haiti, where there's a breakdown of law and order and a gang group that were running their affairs. I felt like, boy, Australia. But they have their right to warn their citizens if they feel, understand. And we do have a right as a country to remind them that it can be hostile to people. And Australia has been hostile lately. I feel like they are done with migration. Some of these countries are waking up and we have too many migrants coming in. Particularly Indians are the ones, feeling the heat big time. From Canada to Australia to, there are too many of you here, stuff like that. And yes, given what's happening in the Middle East, the Jewish citizens who are resident there also have been feeling a bit of it. This attack that is mentioned is very valid, that we put forward, that is there. And you get to sense the hostility also. However, save for the one they sent to us, there was no direct report of just picking on Nigerians just because. It's just generally migrant situation in the country. But we do have a right to put out our bit of advisory. So you advised strongly to reconsider before going to Australia for the reasons stated by your government. But I would love to get your take on, how Nigeria is perceived and the fact that these things are, on paper, if you read it, as a Nigerian who is resident in Nigeria, it just feels a little exaggerated. But it's really not. These things happen, but we don't want anybody to advise anybody not to come here based on it, do we? Abby? Well, they do have their right to do that. So we'll get your take on that particular story. And let's throw in the second one, because I say moving forward, I'll table all the stories so that we just give you time to respond. The Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 general election, Peter Obi, has refuted claims of ongoing merger discussion with the PDP, the New Nigerian People's Party, or any other political party. Obi refuted the claim during a press conference held in Abuja on Thursday morning while speaking on the state of the nation. The former Anambra State governor stated that no agreement or collaboration has been reached with any party. Instead, he called on all Nigerians to come together in preparation for the 2027 election, urging a unified effort to challenge the ruling All Progressive Congress. And he said there's no major talk with any party at the moment. We must focus on unity and collective action to bring about the change Nigerians deserve. Is the Labour Party presidential candidate for the last election in touch with the reality on ground enough? Because at this point, I've heard a lot of analysts say, you should be doing the groundwork. At this point, you should have gone beyond foundation level to let us see the pillars sticking out and all of that, to saying, how are you going to become a formidable opposition? On its own, the Labour Party has been decimated. You've lost legislators in the National Assembly. They went in large number like a herd, and you just have one state governor. Your party leadership tussle weakened the strength of the party. The PDP isn't doing any better either. I mean, it's fighting within itself. You have a man who is with this party, the present FCT minister, who is still within the party, who still apparently control the party from his own end of it. It doesn't look like this opposition party have any strength to pull any significant weight, persona, structure, or whatever it is required to win the election in 2027. Shouldn't they, at this point in time, be meeting for alliance and building just give their time to the vision? It's not a work if just 2 seconds to the you say, okay, we formed the coalition, and then we start to hear, they're not going in line with this, I had to break out. It's dizzying. We've been there, done that. The APC is what it is today because they did their homework well. They did their homework well, and that's why they could actually steal the thunder from the PDP, given the fact also that Nigerians were tired at that point of the People's Democratic Party. But With this, there is no talking, or maybe it's just a smoke screen so that you don't know what the agenda is. Could that be it? Let me know if you think that's what the situation is. All right, as we look at this story. But do you think any of the opposition party can wrestle power out of the APC without forming a merger, a coalition, a solid one of some sort? I'll love your take on that. All right, I would let you in on the conversation. You can call me up on 0700 951 0000 or 0809 5974 869, or you can just call me on our WhatsApp number, which is 0809 9930 okay, a Catholic Reverend Father has allegedly shot a boy dead after the boy set off knockout within the church premises. The incident, which happened during the New Year Mass held on the 1st of January 2025 in Ikeduru, local government area of Imo State, has attracted reactions from a lot of people. According to Punch reports, Punch Online couldn't verify the name and the parish of the priest and the name of the deceased. However, in a post that was shared via the handle for the Love of Anambra on Wednesday, quoted eyewitness account reporting that after the deceased set off the knockout, the priest, whose identity remained undisclosed, picked a firearm and fatally shot him. The incident has left the community in shock and mourning, with residents expressing outrage and demanding a thorough investigation to uncover the facts behind the unfortunate event. When contacted by the correspondent on Thursday, the spokesperson of the Imo State Police Command, Henry Okoye, stated that the command is already aware of the incident. So at least there's a fact to that. And that they've launched a detailed investigation to ascertain the remote facts surrounding the incident, and that further development on the case will be communicated in due course. Please, he said, the police spokesman put in a message. And reacting to the incident, someone said he would spend the rest of his life in prison. Well, the police would investigate. We'll get all of the facts of the matter. We learned better from last year, where we were talking about the man who was getting life imprisonment and the death penalty for stealing one chicken. We found out that apparently he's been threatening and be stealing from people using Dane guns and machete over time. But he's been giving that pardon, and we hope that after 10 years in prison, he's turned his life around. So we want to get all of the facts of this matter to say what really happened. Because the first thing that hits me is, you can just randomly pick a gun and shoot someone. Is this not a country where at one point we say, let us arm ourselves, I guess? You could always have things like this happening if everybody has a gun and someone just, robs you off the wrong way. Next thing, kapun, you go John Wick on them. So stories like this also just hit that reality as to we need to regulate the arms. That's not to say if you have a temper problem and can't manage your emotion properly, you still can't kill someone with a stone. It can still happen. People have been stoned to death with one stone, hit the brain, and they're gone. I'm not saying do that, but I'm saying anything can be a weapon in the hands of someone who can't be managed properly. So we'll get all the facts of the matter. But a lot of people are still stunned, still shocked, and just a little flabbergasted at the fact that we're dealing with a priest, a man of the cloth at this point in time. So, straight to you, 0700 951 0000. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Welcome to the show.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Lukman. I'm calling from Zamani.
Talk to us, Lukman.
The really shock, I was shocked by the story of the priest that picked a gun and shot. Funny story in Nigeria all the time. But my point is going to that Peter Obi and why has he not been making noise, political noise, here and there. I don't think it is necessary for now. It may be too early.
Is it too early in the day, in your opinion?
Yes, in my opinion, I think it's still quite far away. Because if you start and when it gets this thing, when the energy they gas out, and maybe that's why he's studying the political affair to see how the whole thing is swinging before he takes a decision. And I have no fear that whether opposition or no opposition, Tinubu can return 2027. I don't care. People in Nigeria, we have a way of overpraising a personality. Oh, he can do just the way they overpraise Guardiola. He can never lose game. Guardiola now is losing like 11 matches.
Oh boy.
So the same thing. Maybe
All right.
apply to Tinubu. Oh, he's a genius. Oh, this and that. He's a mathematician. He's a statistician when it comes to politics. But it is when certain factors, plays in your favor. That is when you think you are smart.
All right, sir.
Or as it is now, where he got his sympathy vote, so to speak, why I call it sympathy vote in the North last time is because the North gave him vote because he has been kind to some of their politicians in the past, where he assisted them, and he also assisted them in doing some, showmanship by donating money here and there before the election. So, and this time around, he has...
all right, sir. You need to wrap up. We need to allow more people in. So, in summary...
Okay, so in summary, I do not think, stop wherever he goes to. I think people may still find him as the best of option.
All right, thank you very much. We'll leave it at that. Hello.
Hello, my team. Good, happy New Year, King.
I wish you same. You're welcome.
I remain Justice of Peace, King.
Welcome, Justice of Peace.
Good to hear your voice in 2025.
Same here.
Hello, my team.
Thank you.
Kim, you see,
I wish you same. You're welcome.
Right now.
In 2025.
Oh dear. Where am I getting called back? Sorry about that. Go ahead.
I think it's a good time for any merger or anything to take place. But for me, I felt even the political gurus, they are still afraid of the action of INEC, what it might be. For me right now, I think if election is to take place today, the turnout will be a bit lower, considering the masses have no faith anymore in the political process. The electorate have no faith anymore. So even the P2P, the Kwankwaso, the Atiks, I'm very sure, I'm not in their mind, but I'm 50% or 70% sure that they have no faith that their effort can yield any fruit. Because APC, if Nigerians are to speak their language, to be sincere, they will not consider it.
So you really don't think, even if they form a merger, that they're capable of wrestling part of the APC at this point? Where is going? Are we saying that APC is going to be here for 16 years? Then didn't PDP brag about that and they didn't get the mark?
And Kim, after merger, who announced the result? That is the problem. Are you sure the glitch? There will not be no glitch. That is the fear. You saw what Nigerians went through to register for voters card, to collect it, to go and vote, and just glitch, terminate all their expectations and their wishes and their efforts. So that is the real issues. It's not all about merger. Even without merger, somebody will take APC offline. But right now, INEC, the fear of INEC is the beginning of wisdom. Okay?
All right. Thank you very much. Hello. What would that fear be called for those who have the fear? People have phobia. Not everyone has the same kind of phobia. For those who have INEC phobia, I don't know. I already give it a name. Hello. Anybody home? Knock, knock. All right. Network issues then. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. Good afternoon.
Hello.
We can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
Hello.
Oh, dear. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Good afternoon. Yes, my name is Adiola Victor from Dusa. I want to talk on this Zappa figure. In fact, I think whether we like it or not, it's Zappa, because some people, it's a must for them to travel. They must travel, whether they like it or not. They must travel. And you see, some people still believe that it is not. You see, because this data thing is really affecting two critical sectors, especially the health. Look at the brain drain in the health sector. Look at the number of professionals, medical professionals. Look at data. And it's affecting our health sector. I think the ratio now in a hospital now, one doctor to maybe 1,000 or more. You see, it's really affecting the health sector. And I think it's high time the government has to do something. They have to sit down and do something about it. When we train doctors, train them for 7 years, spend a lot of money, and they just live like that because they're not giving the best priority and the best condition of service. So what the government needs to do in this year is that let them focus on that health sector, especially that health sector, and try to retain some of these doctors or these consultants that are wrong because it's affecting our health sector. Let them compare the salary, they pay this revoking pay to this. So to reduce this brain drain in the health sector, when you go to a hospital, it's fast. It's a funny case. So I want the government to do the need with that and the educational sector too. We also listen a lot of them about brains going abroad. And some of them, as a matter of fact, some of them don't want to go because they don't have any option. And some of them, when they travel, the situation they meet there, it's not the other time in Canada. Some of our people were stranded there. And the interviewed one, he said it's so to travel to Canada. And he was founded in Canada. So some of them want the center and they don't like it, but they don't have enough. So government should address this issue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your take. Hello? Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes, you're welcome.
Good afternoon, Kim.
What's your name?
Hello? Yes, okay, my name is Fola the Indomitable. I'm calling from Central Area presently.
Go ahead, sir.
Now, Kim, if anybody still has any skepticism about the possible workability of a merger in the country now, well, I think I can really tell such a person to, not to bother to complain about Tinubu or APC's failings. So if we think that, look, the merger system will not work, it will not unseat Tinubu or APC, then let us. There's no point for us to be complaining about whatever is happening in the country. Now, let us fold our hands and allow APC to rule until 2031. But if you ask me as a Nigerian, I will tell you, without mincing any words, that if the opposition parties are actually serious, if they put aside ego and unnecessary, how did they put it now, grandstanding, I think it can work. It can work. Now, this might around Tinubu who is this or that. It's the political juggernaut. They've ascribed a lot of things to him. Look. No man is God. If God says that person is going to be on somebody's going to sit him tomorrow, look, it will happen. But how does it happen? It won't happen just like that. Do you understand? And let me just tell you this so that I don't waste much time on this. It is evident that none of the opposition parties, not even PDP, can stand alone and unseat APC. That one that was so sure. Nobody can contest that. Yeah,
all right.
None of them. Let's say that. So the best thing they can do at this point in time is for them to push aside all these personal differences and see how they can come together. If they do it, they can.
All right.
APC. Thank you.
So for you, that merger needs to happen. That coalition needs to be formed. All right, then. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I want it to happen tomorrow.
Already, like since yesterday. Hello.
Hello, Kimberly.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
Yeah, I greet all listeners. Compliment of the season. Okwi is my name.
Go ahead, Okwi.
Kimberly, Sky will not be your limit. You are one of the old presenters in Nigeria Info. Yes.
Okay.
Sky will not be your limit in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Kimberly Nwachukwu, please, in terms of margin, see, let us tell ourselves the truth. Yes. If you what happened in 2014, 2015, the all opposition mind to make it work. Yes. So all opposition must, mark my word, must come together. But the issue is that Who are they going to present? Yes, we want a vibrant opposition leader and candidate that will kick out APC and the Tinubu out of power. A pipeline, not all this, all the this thing where have been PDP, they have been AC, they have been SDN and all that. But no, we want a vibrant, and that person must come from the south. Yes, to achieve their aim. If that person don't come from south, sorry, yes, we say tribute Jagaban continue. No, I don't worry about that. That person must come from the south because it's the time of the south. Yes, somebody like Atiku told us in 2015 that Goodluck should go. That is the time of the north. Yes, and Goodluck go. They are bringing their Buhari. Now it's the time of Southern. Any Northern that's coming now is working up the side. Instead of a Northern, tribute continue. Yes. Thank you. Have a nice day.
So right now, it's not quality of governance for you. It's about region, yeah? Back to square one. Hello? Hello? Good afternoon. Oops, sorry about that. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
God bless you.
God bless you too.
Mr. Pius, calling from my town.
Go ahead, Mr. Pius.
You see, Sister King, just like Justice of Peace have stated, major or no major. You see, the man at the helm of affairs now is a master of the game. They have been there since the 1960s. And measure this, measure that. How are we sure? Some people are not going to be measured in the afternoon, and in the night they did not match. How are we sure? Most people are not going to send more into their midst to study what they are saying, even as at now. Believe you me, even as at now that this issue is in the front burner. The people are listening and people are putting their cards on the table. What do we do? How do we do it? How do we counter? So that is the biggest problem. For me, I don't care wherever our leader will come from. See, this thing that is biting Nigerians, this cost of feeding, high cost of expenses here and there. I think that is the biggest problem that is, I think that is the biggest problem. So wherever the president is coming from, if the president comes, let it go and be living in the moon or flying jet. But let me go to the market and buy mudu of gari 500 naira. A mudu of beans maybe 700 naira or 600 naira.
That it shall be affordable.
For me, see, Sister King, before now, before now, believe you me, before 20,000, I give 20,000 naira to wife for feeding before this present administration, and before what we are in now. 20,000 naira carries us from the beginning of the month till
oops.
Now, 5 days. I'm already running here and there.
All right.
I'm sure it is so with so many of us. Many of us are living a borrowed, if not for good Nigeria that are supporting many people.
All right, sir.
Many of us that are saying this one is good, this one is... We are beggars full everywhere.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Your point is clear. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. God bless you. Let's look at some comments quickly on Facebook and on YouTube. Akpan Basi, we see you. John Nana. Oh, hi, John. It says, thank you very much. You're very kind. Sam Cisco. Nice program. Happy New Year to you. Manuel Jaga. I appreciate you also. Mike Font Sr. Why do you guys completely abandon us during the weekend? Since we left us, God rest our soul, we've had several appeals to have someone to help entertain Saturday and Sunday. If I say we're working on it, it will sound almost cliche at this point in time, but soon and very soon. All right. Thank you very much. Let's see what we have on Facebook. Okay, I'll get to it in a bit. Hello?
Hello, Okurora.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you. I'm from Niger State. I greet all the callers on this. I want to talk about Maja. I think Maja is very, very good. But first of all, they have to think beyond politics, you understand? They have to keep security interest by the side, political interest by the side, and look for a candidate that every region we accept. You understand? I believe the South are now in power. You understand? If they are to come back to power, they are going to the person that is going to merge is going to rule for only one tenor. You understand? Before the Northern to accept that. You understand? That is the only way that the other region will accept. If not, there should be a very serious agreement. And they have to beyond politics, beyond interest and the rest of them. Who are going to come out for a presidential candidate for us, and who are the masses are going to vote for. And I make themselves should also do something. You understand? Not after the election, you ask us to go to court. So I think the NHS should be trustworthy.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Chima Guibe says, okay, Happy New Year to you, Chima. To stop the Japa, let all political office holders send their kids to school in Nigeria, use Nigeria infrastructure like the hospitals, including all government workers. Abacha did it and it can be done again. I don't know if Abacha is a classic example to bring up, but it's all good. Fabian Wokocha says, Happy New Year, wishing you a prosperous 2025. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you're welcome.
Kim, Happy New Year.
I wish you say my brother.
Thank you very much. Onyeka Shinada, reaching you from Kuje.
Go ahead, Onyeka.
My regard to everybody in the studio there and every info radio.
Thank you.
Nice to hear from you guys for this new year.
Same here.
Talking about the merger, honestly speaking, I don't have problem about that, but within the political elite, they'll be having that problem because if they can drop their ego down, and knowing fully well that North have taken their chances, South also in the power now, but on Southeast, so if they can be able to come an agreement, because the man in power now, except people will not collect money, and this money I'm talking about is not dollar. I thought it's not a naira, it's in dollar. So if they can shun all these things, they will get Nigeria right. They can shun all these money back politicians, they will get Nigeria right. So if they merge and also remove power from the current present administration, they will start putting things in places like INEC chairman. It's not present that we appoint INEC chairman again. Like other things that are required that to masses need to say this is what we want, not by appointment or whatever, whoever that is in charge of office will appoint somebody. They will put a mechanism that will checkmate all these things. They will see Nigeria move forward though. But if like they refuse not to do it the way I just said it, nothing. We just it
will not be business as usual.
I pray God will help us. Thank you very much. I have a nice revelation.
Thank you very much. Let's hear another caller quickly. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Kim.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Mike when Wind Blows.
Talk to us, Mike.
Yeah. My own take on the merger conversation is, Kim, what is democracy said to be a government by?
People.
By the people. Me, I don't know. I will ask one school because me, I know so you go to school for that time. What is the difference between persons and people?
I don't understand.
Huh?
I don't understand. Educate me. What's the difference between person and people? Person is one person. Or is it persons?
Not person or persons.
Persons are people.
The difference between persons and people.
I don't understand. Go ahead and explain it.
All right, good. Okay, now what I'm getting at is this. The last time my high school teacher told me, say, democracy is a government by the people, not by persons. But in Nigeria today, the government, the so-called democracy we say we have, is a government by persons, not the people. And until we correct that, we are going nowhere. You see, it pains me so bad that we lost somebody like Humphrey Mosu, one of the persons that conducted one of the freest and the fairest election in this country. Though his principal, under whom he conducted the election, IBB, is still alive. You see, when we talk about political parties in Nigeria, or we talk about opposition, even the ruling party, is it really a party in the true sense of it? What ideology, what separates them, what identified them, the ruling parties? Okay, this is what we stand for in Nigeria. I can't find any. The last time I checked, political party in Nigeria is just a platform for people to get into office and nothing more. And so when I talk about the people or persons, the people whom democracy is said to be a government by, for, and of, are being shielded out of how government emerged in Nigeria. There will be no time for me to explain it further than this, what you should explain. But then, the persons who decide how government is formed in Nigeria, we have to engage them and say, no, you can't stand for all of us. Now we the people, just like what has happened in Rivers.
All right, Mike.
Oh, okay, sorry. If I want of time, let me leave it there.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello, Kim. Hello,
yes, you're welcome.
Afternoon, Kim.
Welcome to the show.
How are you today, Kim?
I'm good. And you?
Right, Prophet Michael Chimoke. It's good for parties to come together. Yes, it's good. Because if they come together, if they collapse other structures, APC can be taken out. But there is but to it. But this but to it, I don't want to talk about it on air. I know the but. People should be praying for this but to come through. If this but doesn't come through, APC will still be in power 2027, and there is going to be great consequences. People should be praying. Pray for me. Continue to pray for me. Let this but come through. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. To you, sir. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Casey is on the line.
We're listening.
Casey is on the line.
We're listening, Casey. Talk to us.
Thank you. This is imagine that we were talking about. Welcome development. I want to be and that created at 2027. I think with that attitude, that power cannot shift. That is where to bring their power from this APC government. We need that. I think we are open and everything we need. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
We have no happy new year, Kim.
I wish you same.
Thank you. My name is Prince Comrade Salisu, AK Protest Beta.
Welcome, comrade.
And what no enemy. Thank you. I want to put more of this democracy of this OP and the rest. See, this country, we have no democracy of people. It's democracy of the persons and profession. Anytime you have democracy of people, you get it done. So now, democracy of jagabans. Sitting on money everywhere. How do we get democracy done? This problem is on the ground. There are frustrated and depression every day. So pray to God Almighty to come together to win the battle. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Tokwe says she's in the consciousness of 2025 fully. Surprised I've not written 2024 in any date, though. I was reminded today is Thursday and not Friday. How we perceive is evident when we present the green passport at the international airport. The look and the body language can be very embarrassing. So, illicit use of gun has reached the hand of the cleric. End of time, says Tokwe. I know, right? And Hamzi says, I returned to Abuja last night. I'm not at work already. Please kindly run us through the program for today before we send eyewitness report during sports time. Hamzi. Well, it will still be immediately after the news at 6. We'll do it then, all right? And when it changes finally, you would know. Aha, Mazi Destiny Anthony says Ikeduru is his local government where the shooting happened. Mazi, come outside. Call your people to find the detail and give us all the gist, because how do you shoot someone over knockout? I mean, some people can be a handful. You'd have told them, I don't want firecrackers here. No knockout. Do not do it here. And one stubborn person would decide, I'm going to do it. Do your worst. Worst translates to killing someone. Wow. All right. I do not envy whoever did that at this point in time. It would have been tragic on so many levels. And I don't know how he's going to explain this one. First, you had a gun. I hope he has a license for that gun. That's one matter. And then secondly, the fact that you couldn't control emotions or handle it differently to shooting the person to death. All right, then. That was a good way to start the year for them. We're too okay with what Mr. Peter Obi said. I'm glad all of us are into it or are buying fuel cheaper than any others. Okay. Dripping with sarcasm. We see you. Peter Obi denounced any merger discussion amongst other political parties ahead of 2027 general elections. Rather unfortunate, because it seemed to me he has no clear understanding of what's going on in Nigeria's political atmosphere. Nigeria is fed up with the current administration because of his anti-people policy they introduced, which has plunged millions of people into untold economic balkanization. As it is now, there's no take this from me because the problem we're having over the years is not the political parties, the candidate or whatever, whoever, but INEC. Please, what will happen if they put up IREF again and tell you to go to court? If it happens again, then what do we do? What's the way forward? This is the only way in which APC government will still remain in power. So merger, whatever, can never remove them from power. The only thing that will do for us is credible, free and fair election. But is INEC capable? They're ready to do that for Nigerians? So we can't find a neck listening from people in a number of states is asking all of these questions. What's this gross picture? On the issue of migration, migration is a survival instinct. Living things move to places that are best suited for their survival. By the way, the West contributed either directly or indirectly to the impossible situation in most developing or third world countries. The external policies, collusion with corrupt leaders in some of these countries leave these countries impoverished and underdeveloped. One has to migrate to where the grass is green to explore opportunities. It's simple nature. I'm surprised that same problem because it's them, says Tanya. Peter Obi can talk now because he thinks 2027 is still far. Instead of going to put his party, which is already above, shredded, I rather advise that Peter Obi goes back to complete his political apprenticeship with Atiku as his vice candidate for 2031 when Tinubu will be officially disengaged as president. Truth be told, and it will continue to remain so, despite the strength of the collective measure of all the past presidential candidates, active or inactive, cannot continue to speak currently. I'll get back to your message. Patrick, it's time for the news.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.